Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget the site to get free of charge by the adverts that you see around the screen here. It's when you come back and use the site and use the adverts, that's what keeps us free of charge. So thanks for doing that. Now, you know there's been a problem with the weekend forecast and deciding on what happens over the weekend. This shows quite well what the problem has been. This is the chart for 7 o'clock on Friday evening, and this is from weatheronline.co.uk. It's from the GFS model, and you see the trough here that's lying here in the height lines look, and you see the cold pool there of minus 19 air that's stuck out towards the west of Ireland. Now watch what happens in 6 hours time. Notice that the trough is starting to become elongated and separated off from the main trough that's up towards the north. Then by 7 o'clock on Saturday morning, look, here's our cold pool off the south of Ireland and southwest of Wales. Look, notice it's minus 20 air, and also notice here, look, how the height lines have joined themselves together. This then becomes a separate cold pool on its own. Here's our trough, look, up towards the north. And then by midday on Saturday afternoon, here's the cold pool down to the south. Look, still minus 20 degree air in there. Here's the trough. So the trough is completely split. One section here, one section there by then. And the difficulty that the models are having is in deciding what happens to the feature to the south. Where exactly is this colder air? Whereabouts does that occur? Because where that occurs is very dependent on where we get the heaviest of the precipitation. So this is how the forecast sees the precipitation just at the moment. This is forecast rainfall up to 7 o'clock Friday morning. You notice most of it out towards the west. And of course, if you remember, our trough was somewhere like that at that time. Now 12 hours later, midday on Friday, look, the rain is pushing its way eastwards. And through Friday afternoon, we're starting to see heavy showers form across northern parts of England, also some heavier rain here across the southern parts of England. And of course, the trough was still out towards the west by then. Then by midnight on Saturday, we've got these heavier periods of rain seen across northern England, Wales, down into southwestern parts of England. Really hit and miss as to exactly where these are going to be. But of course, we've got our trough split by then. We've got one section down here, if you remember that cold pool that was down here. And of course, we've got the trough up here towards the north. And then through the morning on Saturday, this was the position, or is the position for rainfall on Saturday morning. Still got the risk of heavy showers across northern England, Wales, southern parts of England, but that risk diminishes somewhat. But then, as the rainfall gets lighter through the course of Saturday morning, we then find heavier showers developing on Saturday afternoon, and here it is, look, for Saturday afternoon, heavier showers across northern England, across the Midlands, and across southern parts of England too. And by this time, of course, we've got our cold pool down towards the south and our trough up here. So a real trough split taking place. And actually what's happening here is that the air is being pulled apart and basically being filled with rising air within this zone here and here. And that basically creates the large cumulus and cumulonimbus clouds, which generate the showers and also the rain. And so the models really are doing a good job, considering this is still, 3 days away, being able to determine where they think the heaviest of the rainfall is going to be. Although, of course, it could be east or west by 50 miles, north or south by 50 miles. So, of course, if you're within that zone of the heavier shower risks, then the forecast is going to be correct. If you're out of it, then of course it's going to be incorrect. But you just need to watch the forecast and know that on Saturday, somewhere through the UK is likely to be seeing these heavy thundery showers. Back to more certain times though, and this is the forecast for Thursday. High pressure off northeastern parts of Scotland. Most places dry. Residual front across the East Anglia and the southeast, still bringing some outbreaks of rain here, I think, with Thursday. But for most it's dry. We've got some sunny spells around and just some scattered showers over the high ground of Scotland, northern England and northern parts of Ireland. Light winds as well. Now for Friday, it looks as if we're going to find this front moving into Ireland. As I say, that's the one that really starts to generate those outbreaks of rain and is associated, of course, with the trough that we saw out here. That's going to be slipping its way eastwards, and this is the start of the rain coming through. But for most, we start the day dry with sunny spells, although we find showers forming across central Scotland, northern England and down through the Midlands during the day. On Saturday, by Saturday lunchtime, we found the low pressure down across France. Of course, it was here where the cold pool was situated by then. For most of us, we are going to be seeing some showery outbreaks of rain. Now, this is the rainfall up to midday on Saturday, from midnight on Saturday. You see not much of it marked on here, but it is within this zone that we'll find heavier thundery showers developing again through Saturday afternoon. Dry conditions for Scotland and Ireland. Sunday sees pressure relatively high, but again we could find some bits and pieces of rain for East Anglia and the southeast. This front coming through into northern and western Scotland, bringing outbreaks of showery rain here. But for most, it's dry. We've got some sunny spells around as well with light winds. And then for Bank Holiday Monday, well, still got low pressure off the east coast. This may just drive some cloud and a few showers into East Anglia and the southeast, but most places are dry. We've got some sunny spells, although this front moving into northwest Scotland later may bring 1 or 2 outbreaks of rain. And what of the CFS? Well, this is how it sees week 1 look. Up to 27th of August, still got this high look positioned out towards the west. So it's still dominating the idea that pressure is generally high across the country, which of course is probably okay, although what it's not really taken into account is the fall in pressure that we see through the weekend, because that's only temporary. Generally that high is in, and so what we find is a ridge kind of within this zone through the course of the coming week. So by the time we get to week 2, still got the high dominating here. Look, it's drifted its way further westwards. It says still that we're going to get more of a north and northwesterly flow through the country between the 28th and the 3rd of September. That looks about right. However, into week 3, notice that that pressure has weakened. Still got above normal heights across the country, and I think what we're going to find is the jet stream probably through this position here, up to the north of Scotland. I think there will be some showers around during this week and a tendency towards a breakdown, but the CFS doesn't want to bring in much of a breakdown, because between the 11th and the 17th, week 4, it does build higher pressure out towards the west of Ireland, with a ridge of high pressure doing something like that. However, the jet stream is stronger here across northern Scotland. So what I think will happen is that we'll go into a northwesterly flow. There'll be rain across Scotland, perhaps across Northern Ireland too. But I do think many parts of England away from northwestern England and Wales are likely to be dry, with some sunny spells and probably feeling a little cooler. However, I do think the jet is going to slip its way southwards during the course of the week, and the effect of that is going to be to probably bring more unsettled conditions through the week. So the idea that I was telling you about a soft breakdown around the 3rd of the month looks to be about correct, with more of a proper breakdown coming through around about the 15th. So plenty of information for you there. Hopefully that's been useful for you. But once again, thank you for watching weatherweb.net, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.